Happy Monday. Welcome back to Wrestling with Ski. Hopefully, you had a good weekend. Hopefully, you didn't blow out any muscles or ligaments. I don't know what I did to my shoulder. So, if you hear me sound like I'm wincing or I just stop in mid sentence, if you're watching and you see me do it, that's why, because I'm officially that old. Getting run over by a 2-ton truck. Yeah, not that long ago, 2.5 years ago. I bounced right back and all that. And now, apparently, if I sleep wrong or whatever I did, I hurt myself. So good on me for making it there. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say Rampage was the far superior, in my opinion, for Friday night. And again, look at how Raw went. So I mean, AEW kind of won. The big ones. No offense to NXT 2.0, but again, there's a reason they kept bringing all those main roster guys down there. One, it helps, but when it's just for a random couple things here and there, yeah, and then they're gone. They keep rotating. It was just felt weird. But I thought that the main roster for being the week after Mania really dropped the ball, and Rampage at least gave it good matches on Friday. Dynamite again, one of the greatest thing, but it still at least had some good matches and stuff on there as well. So sadly for the Machine, they absolutely dropped the ball. I mean, the Mania, Raw, the Raw after Mania, whatever you want to call the thing, is normally the best one of the year. And they gave us Veer attacking, Dominic and Ray again, which means he's just going to roll through Ray on, tonight on Raw. And they gave us Ezekiel, poor Elias. I mean, he really did look like the dad from Rugrats growing up. And I'm pretty sure it's a very bad, sign for him because that just completely sucked. And then on SmackDown, we, like all the people they could have brought back this week. I mean, they brought back Lacey Evans is back. And I guess that's something. New gimmick. She doesn't have the sassy Southern Belle thing going on. So hopefully it works out. But I mean, like the Baileys and the Oscars and all the people we're dying to see come back, and all the male talent that we were hoping to make marks this week and all that and be back. And that's what they gave us, which is just really just a bummer. And I mean, SmackDown didn't get any better. I mean, we get to see another Ronda Charlotte match. This time it's an I Quit match at WrestleMania Backlash. And by the way, just call it like WrestleMania Repeat. Don't call it Backlash. That's offensive to what Backlash used to be. Back, I still remember like way back when they had the different sets for all the shows and all that cool stuff. WrestleMania Backlash. I mean, this is looking like it's going to be WrestleMania all over again, kind of like last year. They added a new person here and there to pretend it wasn't the same show, but Ronda did challenge Charlotte to that. So there was that, which I guess is, something, but nothing new or exciting. Butch had his in-ring debut and lost to Xavier Woods, simple roll up. And I will say Xavier's line of "I bruised the weights." Well, at least he, got a bruiserweight nod in there as well. Butch. I don't even need to get into what they're doing to Pete Dunne, what he's capable of, how technically talented he is for that. I don't know. Imperium, they showed up on SmackDown, made the thing, except Marcel Bartel is now Ludwig Kaiser. I heard they wanted to do another Nazi name. I've seen rumors, it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, so now, so Bartel, Eichner and Walter, we have Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Again, who knows what it was, but they really have a problem just like leaving things alone. And again, it comes down to branding and all kinds of stuff. And they already own these things. Yeah. It makes it, difficult and complicated. I get that. Just like Raquel Gonzalez now goes by Raquel Rodriguez. Again, if someone's actually, and I heard she's using, her real name. I've seen rumors. It doesn't mean they're true. I don't care. But I mean, they've changed a lot of people's names just because, which hurts my head. But, if that's true, if it's a real name, I get that one. So, it is what it is. I'm not very, excited about her getting called up. I mean, granted, she is way better than she was when she first started down there. You can tell she's putting in the work, which is all you can hope for them when they're at that age. I mean, they have to put in the work so they learn what they're doing. You can tell she's learned a lot. So good for Raquel. Yeah, do I think it's going to make any kind of impact? No, because look what they've done impact wise with everybody that they've called up. I mean, literally, like they've done nothing. No offense to a lot of them. I mean, Tegan Knox went away. Look what they did to Hit Row or Shotzi Bin. You know, lots and lots of them have, those issues where they just don't get used. And, it's one of those kind of what is she going to do kind of situations, though. And we should all agree on that. I mean, she did everything there was to do down in NXT. So what could she have done down there? And then, but when they move her up, I mean, we're going to see her for a couple of weeks, but she's going to vanish. I mean, look how much they put into Xia Li. And like, well, we saw her like for a week, then we didn't see her for a bunch of weeks. Then boom, she was there again. Like it's been so hit and miss with a lot of it, that I just don't know what they're going to do with her if they could do anything sustainable. But again, what else is she going to do down in 2.0, especially as, she was champion. She was a 2-time tag champion. I still think it was dumb that they gave them the belts, stand and deliver just for them to get them back on Tuesday and call her up, so she's there on SmackDown. Like, just so they could be 2-time champs. I mean, that was just set up Dakota Kai with Mandy, which, I mean, I guess that's someone else for Mandy to work with. But if they put the belt on Dakota Kai, I think all of our heads are gonna, just be mind blown just because Dakota Kai, and they've put, like, no offense to her, but they put her against, Mandy against, Kaylee Ray was good. Io was there. Like, there's been a lot of, real people. I mean, see them do nothing, but I hope they use her. I mean, not to go on the little side rant there, but hopefully, but I just don't see what they're going to do with it, and then lost in the shuffle. And, it is what it is. It's sadly what they do, but we'll see. I don't have faith in them. So I don't know if you guys have faith in them. I sure as hell don't have faith in them to actually use anyone properly, really. I mean, they've pretty much proven that repeatedly, so I can't even be yelled at for saying it, even though I know there's people that'll yell about anything because, we're just being, this, that, and the other thing. No, I just remember when it was good, and, you can give people can tell stories just with, their matches, and you could extend things that way and do all of that without all this extra just stupid and everything. And they do it a lot. We'll see how it goes. I just don't see a spot for where it's actually anything useful, but who knows? When, Happy Corbin asked Madcap for a joke, it would have been great if he just said your career before, turning on him and all that. That would have been stupendous to use the line from WrestleMania. That would have made me smile. Yeah, come a joke like your career. And again, look at all this. I mean, the different characters he's done. He's pulled them all off. And a lot of, there were some weird stinkers in there, but that would have been the ultimate joke before turning on. We'll see where they go with Madcap and Happy. Again, Madcap's, super athletic and all that. And Corbin, again, Lone Wolf stuff, Constable. He was broke Corbin, Happy Corbin. Like, no matter what they've given him, he's made it work. King Corbin, and he's played them well. To see where they go with all of that. And it really does. I mean, it seems like it was short-lived with Madcap and Happy, but really, when you think about it, I mean, we're already hitting the 8-month mark, I think. Like, it's really actually way farther into it than I actually noticed. I just want to see what they're going to do with Madcap once this is all over with Corbin, because it's going to keep dragging on for weeks on end. I hope they get something. Don't put a title on him right away, but have him out there working with people. Get him more experience in the ring, get him more experience talking. Get him all of that just to see what he's got. Because I think there's something there. We all see the athleticism and all that. It's just how are they going to use him? What can he do with it? Yeah, I always thought his character just hurt my brain, but that's because again, they're going out there telling the worst jokes ever and overselling all of it. So it was doing its job by making all of us sit there and just glare at the screen like we're getting ready to burn it to the ground, like they did their job. So I want to see how they again how do they evolve the characters? And just Corbin stay happy Corbin? Do they what do they switch him to? Yeah, does he stay that? Does he go to back to the lone wolf? There's all kinds of things they could do with it. Just have him go out there and just maul people. Maybe they can still do that as Happy Cobra. It's one of those. I liked the lone wolf. I didn't like that he was only doing like squash matches in NXT before they called him up. I mean, really, that's all he did. A lot of them. There's a match here or there, and then they called him up. And again, he's had a million different things, and he's done them all well, in my opinion. Like he hits the nerves when he has to, and he can still wrestle. So, see where they go with it. About time they did it, but just didn't help make up for the rest of it. Lacey Evans, again, like I said, she's back, not doing the sassy Southern Belle gimmick anymore. Now she's coming back as a face, a little bit more personal, side to it. So hopefully, that works out. And again, look how much they're pushing her before. I didn't like the whole Flair thing. I thought it was just dumb and it hurt my head when they did it. Still think it's dumb and it hurt my head now, regardless. So, hopefully they give her a good shot at this. Where do they stick her? I mean, she was up there dealing with Charlotte before she went away, got because she was pregnant. I mean, like, there's all of that, or whatever it was. But she was working with Charlotte, so could they throw her right back in there? Yes. Do I think it's going to be a couple of weeks before they actually do anything? Yes, because I don't think they're anywhere near done with Charlotte and Ronda just because they can't help themselves and they love just repeating the same thing over and over again. But if she was working with her already, I mean, that'd be good. Put her right in with her, or have her, work her way back up to her to get a title shot. But then what do they do? Because they have Ronda being the face now, and they're not going to let two faces in the same match. They have Ronda turn again, but I mean, I swear she came back and said she wasn't listening to all the people again. Then 10 minutes later, see her coming out, giving everyone high fives and all smiley. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but I got faith. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it. The people trashing all over because the people say, "Well, no one knew she was Marine." Like everyone knew she was Marine. They said it ad nauseum. I say I was in the Marine Corps less. Those people, like, you wouldn't know just looking at me. But I know how much she put into doing that character, and so far it came through the years. So I have faith in her doing this one. It's just, again, how do they do it? Because they're just misutilizing so many people, so many things that could be really good. That I don't know. See how that happens. And then Roman, like, we waited that whole time just for him to say he wanted to. They need to unite the tag titles and take over everything. Like. So we had 2 segments to learn. We already, figured the bloodline runs, WW, like we've been going over this for months. So that was kind of a, like, for that, like, thanks for that. Thank you for wasting the time, which got us to Rampage, which again, I say saved it because I did like the Bryan Danielson and Trent Barreta match to start off the show. I enjoyed it. And it was funny because I was just watching old NXT, like old. When I look at it going, like 90% of these people aren't even there anymore. Like Saxton was doing, the ring announcing, like all that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, what? I keep forgetting he was here at one point. Yeah. In the machine, down in NXT before they turned it into I don't know, it looks like Nickelodeon. Looks like watching, what is it? No, I was down here. Whatever. Is it Pro Bowl or whatever with the Nickelodeon with the bright colors and the slime and just everything making my head actually want to explode. Before they ruined it. But again, I always said he was good. We all know he's good. Look what he did all over the world. But him and Danielson tore it down for a Rampage. That was a really good match because we've seen all the stinkers that they throw out there. I mean, we really, really do see a lot of it. Now, was I hoping he would, do some kind of thing after he talked about how much he didn't like, Yuta and be the one, leave best friends to go over with, Brian, Mox, and Regal? Yeah, but did Mox and Wheeler Yuta have one hell of a match for a main event? Yes. And him diving through the ropes to get Mox, before the match even started was, a very Mox thing to do. That big old split in his head. I mean, that was really, really early. Blood everywhere. Again, it's AEW. They allow that kind of stuff. And like the Machine who tried to tell Stone Cold that he wasn't allowed to flip people off at WrestleMania, which is still mesmerizing, especially with how much kids are listening to anymore. But like, I really actually thoroughly enjoyed the match. It was good storytelling, fake finish, false finishes, like all kinds of stuff in there. To end with a rear naked choke and he was bleeding that bad, I thought it was, for a Rampage, I thought that was a very far superior Rampage compared to what a lot of them have been. No offense to them, but everyone knows they're normally not the greatest bit of TV to watch. And all of us, at least honest folk, will admit that they're normally not good. And to see, the handshake after the match between Regal and Yuta, that was good. And I really like Mox telling them, now the real work begins. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go with him. Because again, having Brian and John Moxley work together with William Regal, like we all know what they're capable of. And if they let Wheeler Yuta in there, it could be nothing but good for him just because of the brains that he'd be working with there. Like, I don't think anyone will ever deny that. So see where they go from it. But overall, between those two matches, I don't remember. I'm sure they were stupid that happened, but it wasn't so bad that you actually sit there and remember it. And really, the only thing we got from SmackDown was a bunch of old news. We always knew people got new names, and Madcap turned on Corbin. Wasn't that exciting? Again, Lacey Evans was the big, like, I'm back. Of all the people everyone's been hoping to see that have been gone for forever. They gave us that. And I think the only reason it was super underwhelming was, again, we got Ezekiel and Veer going after the Mysterios on Raw, which really just, sorry, it did. It was flat. We all know it was flat. The crowd was like, oh, look, yay. Like, no one cared. So it was just a bad week for the Machine. Overall, I thought they were very underwhelming. And especially, all of us know that the Raw after Mania is normally the best show, the most raucous. We get all the big surprises. And, Ezekiel was the one that came out, like, because we all knew Veer was finally coming. They've only been telling us that for like a year, it seems. So just a bad week in general. And, AEW did it better just because both shows, for what it was, were not good for the Machine. So hopefully they pick it up. Not trying to bury them, but they did suck. And if you don't think so, I'm sorry for you. But it was a bummer of a week. Really, really was. And people like 2.0 was good. Yeah, but look at everything from there. NXT Championship changed hands to Stand and Deliver. He got her back on Raw. And then he beat, Gunther. 1, 2, 3, done. Clean in the ring. But him losing on Saturday and then getting it back on Monday still does make sense. Toxic Attraction losing the belts on Saturday and then getting them back on Tuesday. Tag titles. We all saw what happened there. It just, and now they're not champions and one of them's gone. Like, they didn't help themselves at all this week either. So good job to AEW. But that, so I can keep just bastardizing them even more. I'm going to jump off and say thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow along, subscribe. Videos are on YouTube and Rumble. Audio's all over the place if you're on good pods. Again, follow along on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, whatever you have, and have your notifications on. So if you don't see it through the feeds, because there's a lot of people in some of those groups, and I'm sure people are following a bunch of shows. But again, follow along to them if you so you never miss one, just in case. I really do appreciate. Thank you for the rates and all of that. I do see them, so thank you very much. They're greatly appreciated. But again, Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Stitcher, Audible, Amazon Podcasts, Amazon Music, Like the audio is all over the place. So please make sure to, follow and subscribe on all of them. It takes a few seconds. It helps me. If you're on YouTube, just like the video, leave a small comment. Like after the audio, you can just boop boop. Takes 3 seconds and helps that out too. So hopefully I come back on Thursday with better news. Hopefully they give us something. There's 3 shows for everyone to give me something good to talk about. So hopefully at least, the big machine does, fixes how bad, last week was for them, because I thought it was abysmal. But we shall see. I'll be here regardless if it's good or bad to let y'all know how I feel. So enjoy the rest of your, week until Thursday. Try to enjoy wrestling unless it's terrible. And then try to find some silver lining for it, like I do. And be good to each other. And until Thursday, my friends, peace.